What's up, YouTube? What's happening? Video gonna be about NBA on TNT and the last regular season game and how it felt, and so many memories and thoughts about them going at John Moran and what they had to say about Mike Malone and stuff, and Shaq and the Fool and everything. Um, I've enjoyed this show. I think it's gonna be sad that it's no longer gonna be on TNT because they are funny. Sometimes they troll, sometimes they do too much. It depends on which way it's going. I do laugh at some of Charles Barkley's takes, and Shaq too. You know, it's a rarity that the way a cats can sit there and have humor and not be vulgar and be entertaining, and then also tell you something about the game. And Ernie Johnson is really cool with it, and Kenny the Jet should have had a job or so. I think they could have made a movie with what they do. Sometimes their entertainment's been better than them whack games. There is a narrative of people like LeBron James and certain people like Kevin Durant that have a problem with what these cats say. I think they got a problem because they're hitting too close to home because they won't kiss the ring and they all had their ears. And you're going to see it again and again and again. It doesn't change because everybody thinks that the time they played in was better. The difference is what gives Shaq, Charles, and Kenny a pass is because they acknowledge the past. These turkeys that come out today, well, they're not only thinking their ear is the best, they just diss the past and they make it sound like everybody's a plumber, a busboy, a dishwasher, a roofer, a electrician. They got every way to try to downplay. So that's one of the reasons. Now, my other thoughts and takes is about John Morant. Ja is very lucky that this ain't David Stern's era. Because believe me, a David Stern type of commissioner, you thought that Meta World Peace and Latrell Sprewell had a lot of time off? Oh, he probably see to it that this cat don't come back till probably about 2, 3 years to next election time. Just to make an example, send him to G League or send him overseas or somewhere where but because he sells jerseys and he's profitable and John Morant is under 30, they'll let him. They won't mess with it. But I don't really have. I have a problem with him not getting his team better. I have a problem with the fact that his team is just as good with or without him. That's my problem. And I know he's bored in Memphis, and he's crying to go to New York and L.A. He ain't got to say it out loud, but being in Memphis, I mean, just saying. But Charles Barkley threw people out windows and was belligerent and had attitude, and Shaq did stuff too. So I mean, can't nobody really act like they were pious and righteous. That's what cracks me up when people. But again, those guys did go to finals, and Shaq had incredible success. Barkley had postseason success. John Morant's in a situation where he could look great. He got to make a statement. So I addressed that. Um, Shaq and the Fool was always hilarious. Some people got any feelings about it, but hey, if you a walking blunder, I did laugh about the LeBron and Stephen A emojis. I like it when they troll. I ain't got no problem with them trolling to the extent because, hey, these cats do nothing but trolling what's going on for NBA. The difference is when those cats play, they put money in the pockets of what you're seeing today. Kenny the Jet stepped his game up with the Rockets, playing with Olajuwon, hit big shots. This is the difference. They're in the right to clown the mess that's out here that goes for NBA today. Those guys, Shaq and Charles got names. You stuck out here trying to get Gilbert Arenas and Sebastian Telfair and them cats telling you some stories when they were never in the same ballpark as Shaq or Charles Barkley. So that alone, them speaking on something that is out of their jurisdiction and code is not cool. So I'm gonna miss NBA on TNT because I dread that mess on ESPN. I dread them having to go there with Malik Andrews and Perkins and Stephen A. Smith and all that foolishness and have to be in the LeBron slurp machine and slurp up and play the slurp game because this is a beautiful thing about NBA TNT. There's no bias. They don't walk around with the bias like you see at the ESPN plantation and the Fox Sports with Nick Wrong and all that mess. And Chris Broussard and all them people be lollygagging and lying. I like it when people actually had their own heads and minds. What a lost art, what a lost concept. That's one of the things about NBA on TNT that's going to be one of the many things going to be missed along with the funny. Because they had personality. They don't have that on that ESPN plantation or on that Fox plantation. So it's going to be hard to get excited about, you know, what they're saying and what they're doing. But I have a lot of memories. Ernie Johnson, great commentator. balanced moderator, spoke his, and balanced. That a real mediator, a moderator. Yeah, Molly, take notes. Now I like what a few folks that I see here and there, but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Anyway, let me know what you think. The last of the NBA on TNT, end of an era. It's gonna be the postseason. That's gonna be all Okay, Sarah, Sarah. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.